This ain't good.
So back on talking about, oh gosh, I don't have anything. About the creep thing, I think the actual solution to creep is to nerf Sky Toss and buff Ground Toss's ability to clear creep.
Securing it first will deliver us a staging ground to assault the other four.
Because honestly, I don't know, Sky Toss is just boring to watch. Carriers are fun, but they shouldn't be the only way to play. They should be kind of like when TY was playing against SOS. They should be one of those, like, you pull it out of left field and it's like, whoa, they're going for that. Crazy. I can't get my upgrades yet because I have 3 units. StarCraft 1 creep sucked. StarCraft 1 creep had no value in the game, and I think was horrible. What's my favorite campaign? Wings. By far and away, Wings. You can tell that just so many years worth of love and care went into the mission designs in Wings of Liberty. They were incredibly experimental, and some were hits, some were misses, but I think the diversity is so cool. And then you can definitely tell that the development cycle for the other games, while still pretty long, were significantly shorter than Wings of Liberty, and they couldn't do what they wanted with the game. Yeah, I would say that Wings is the best StarCraft campaign overall, including StarCraft 1. I think HOTS is probably the worst. Legacy of the Void has some really good gameplay, and it has some good character development moments, but the story, it's not good. Favorite StarCraft 1 campaign? I like the Brood War campaign for Zerg, and I like the Brood War campaign for Terran. I think they're both very, very good. I mean, whenever you think of Brood War campaign, you're almost always thinking of, or when you're thinking of StarCraft 1 campaign, most people are thinking of the story that came from those two parts. They were great.
We must repair a stabilizer quickly.
Oh, it's been about an hour and a half. I'm going to announce this again. By the way, guys, the final day of the StarCraft 2 Best Character Tournament is on. At the end of this stream, actually about an hour after the end of this stream, so that people can have a little time to catch up, the votes will be tallied for the finals, whether Alexei Stukov or Donnie Vermillion, who somehow made it, will be the favorite StarCraft character. So if you're interested in voting and you haven't yet, join the GiantGrantGames Discord and send in your vote. And then remember to hit that thumbs up thing in the welcome section so that you can get announcements whenever I go live. Nope, it's against the rules to shoot the bombardment. If I shoot the bombardment and it stops flashing, some dude in the YouTube comments will be, "Excuse me, Mr. GiantGrantGames, but you are a fraud and I am going to send you under esports investigation." And then the esports FBI is going to come to my house and beat me up. And I don't want that to happen, so I'm not going to shoot it.
We must secure a stabilizer quickly.
Oh yeah, I gotta actually do the objective of the mission, huh? Kind of forgot about that. I was just building Stalkers, talking about race design. Got him. There's a bunch of money over here, by the way.
Calculations updated. Commander, your construction vehicles can begin the repairs.
Thanks, Artanis. My boys are putting a sensor tower here.
Sorry guys, you're gonna have to live the flashy life today. I'm not pressing any buttons. It's too risky. One thing that I'm going to prioritize is shield upgrades today, because my Stalkers should be shielding their way to victory for the most part. If I take hull damage, it means that I'm playing wrong. So I will get hull upgrades anyway.
Rally our defenses.
I think shield upgrades are actually really undervalued. One thing, like, I think that a lot of the races don't actually utilize all of their stuff properly in StarCraft right now, and that in 5 years we're going to look back and we're going to be like, wow, these people were not playing the game intelligently at all. One thing that I think for Protoss is that with the inclusion of the shield battery and the super battery, if you're playing a defensive Protoss macro style, you should be getting your first shield upgrade before you get your first armor upgrade. The numbers previously have been like, right, so the units that you're fighting with are, they have more hull than they have shields or whatever, so you want to decrease that damage, but the shield battery changes that math, and I don't think people have truly experimented enough since that became the case. I have 2 minutes? Oh crap. I don't have very many Stalkers. And it is one of those things that's really hard to math out, but I'm surprised that it doesn't happen. So when I win a GSL, it's going to be off the back of my +1 shield upgrade timing. You heard it here first, folks. Kill this bonus because it disables my shields. Makes that upgrade useless.
My conjecture was correct. These solarite reactors can be used to improve the solar core's energy output. I detect 2 more of these devices on the platform. If possible, you should seek them out.
Yeah, the Zealot thing is correct that the Zealot has way more health than shields. However, the Zealot doesn't matter. The big way that Protoss players are losing, especially versus Terran, are they're getting something like they're going Robo Colossus, and then their Colossus gets sniped under a shield battery just due to mass damage output or whatever, and then they die. So they should be working on building something to make the Colossus as durable as possible, right? Holy crap, that tank did a lot of damage. I might be wrong, but I definitely think it's worth more investigation than it's being given.
Revising durability
Oh crap.
Nice work. Got a repair crew inbound.
Oh, by the way, guys, there is GSL Super Tournament tonight, and I always do a, I have a tournament discussion area in the GiantGrantGames Discord, and I will be in there with whoever wants to just talk about the matches as they're being played. It's generally pretty fun. It is open to people of all skill levels. If you have questions about what's happening in esports or you're interested in getting into that kind of thing, we are absolutely willing to explain what is going on and why it's going on. It's a lot of fun. Because I'm trying to get a little bit more involved in promoting the esports side of StarCraft, because I think that there needs to be a little bit better of a bridge between competitive StarCraft and casual StarCraft, because competitive StarCraft is great to watch, and I found that it's really inaccessible to a lot of people. It is the tournament discussion channel that has currently been hijacked for the best character tournament. However, that tournament is ending tonight, so it won't be an issue.
Impact imminent. I recommend repairing a stabilizer as soon as possible.
Hello, Thor. Oh, that was a good Thor snipe. You see that? He went right into the back.
Mobius core is deeply entrenched in that location.
Or like Mobius Thor.
Strike would help weaken their defenses.
I don't know. I think they're a Mobius Boar. They make me Mobius Snore. Though I do like that their Mobius core unit composition is all 3 races. Well, really Mobius isn't. I was thinking Amon in general.
A third stabilizer has been cleared of enemy forces.
But mostly just killing them is a Mobius chore.
Repairs underway. Man, you're sure pissing Mobius core off. A lot of troops guarding the stabilizers. Make sure you got enough forces to engage.
Warping aboard the solarite reactor.
Oh,
now.
that's a lot of guys. Pylons finished, please. Yeah, I think you guys are right that if they added a little bit more Mobius lore, then the game would be better. Maybe you could buy mercenaries at the Mobius store. Or renovate the Spear of Adun with a Mobius floor. But instead we just have to fight this stupid Mobius war. Oh, we have to actually kill the guys. I think I'm going to win this, but timing-wise, it's actually been a lot closer than I was hoping. I love this gas pickup. This is straight up my favorite gas pickup in all of StarCraft 2. And I think I'm the only person that has a favorite gas pickup in all of StarCraft 2. I was so proud when I figured that out in the blindfolded run. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the GiantGrantGames YouTube channel and watch my blindfolded Legacy of the Void video. Because someone has to watch that video, please. I put a lot of work into it.
Is being warped aboard now. I will begin installing them as soon as possible.
I'm gonna get one more round of boys, and then we're gonna go.
You require my skill. Impact coming shortly. We should secure another stabilizer.
Nothing about me is shortly, Karax.
I'm here in the shadows.
Yeah, that run was a lot of fun. Get wrecked. That was intentional, by the way. Oh gosh. Okay.
Durability calculations updated. Only one stabilizer.
Oh, we can't heal each other with batteries.
We must make haste.
I'm gonna try to come from the high grounds to defend so I can snap on top of that. Actually, he's unsieged. Oh, that is triple tank.
Our pylon is under attack.
5 minutes? Oh, I'm fine. The story that I told on the blindfolded one was the best. I think so. I think it was actually my best video. And then the YouTube algorithm was like, no sir, Marines only, thank you very much. Which is a shame. It really does kind of confirm what everybody says, where YouTube as a platform doesn't really care about hard work, and that makes me kind of sad. I wasn't trying to cry right there, by the way. I just had an itch in my eye. And then this last thing should fall. Yeah, I agree with you, CGG. It's also about making a lot of videos. Quantity is way more important than quality, which is an unfortunate fact.
Friend Raynor, Sky Shield has been stabilized, and Mobius Core.
Look, the arrow is still there.
We'll take control of the station from here. Gotta say, I owe you big time for this one, partner.
Sorry, it's not an arrow, it's a chevron. I love that it's still there. We're gonna load onto the Spear of Adun, and the arrow is gonna have joined our forces. Hierarch, that arrow is made out of pure solarite.
Select the core to start reviewing. This array displays an overview of the.
So we can get these upgrades because they don't cost anything, or I don't have to activate them, they're just passives.
Mobius cores.
Vote for my favorite StarCraft 1 campaign in the straw poll. Yeah, I'll vote for it, no problem. Everyone else vote in that straw poll too. It's the law. You have to leave the stream if you don't want to vote in it. I'm going to say Queen of Blades. Show results. Ooh, people like an Iron Fist.
Welcome to Bennett Port. At least what's left of it.
The Fall.
Mobius cores entrenched themselves here to keep us from the artifact.
There's some pretty good ones. I don't think any of the StarCraft 1 campaigns are bad. They all do a really good job of opening up the world, you know? They help build what is the setting that we all are here for.
We can construct immortals from the robotics facility. They are quite effective at sieging enemies or defending our allies.
All right. My boys are taking this fight to Mobius.
So I am kind of concerned about the very beginning of this mission, where I need Jim to not die to the hybrid. Least favorite is Brood War Protoss. I could agree with that. I think the Brood War Protoss in general, it has a couple really fun missions, but a lot of them are not very memorable.
We've taken heavy casualties, and we're going to need more time to establish our fortifications. Do what you can to keep them at bay.
And it's kind of weird that the main character of the Brood War Protoss campaign is Kerrigan.
Fire up that keystone again.
So I get it. Because she absolutely is. At least the UED is the main character of the UED campaign.
Hierarch, several of our Dominion research facilities are reporting that they are under attack. If you can rescue them, I'll return any Protoss technology they've collected to you.
I don't think I can get past that without another blink. I want the money over there. Because I'm really, really concerned for the safety of Jim. I know that on normal, he can barely live. And I'm pretty sure that on brutal, there's not a chance. Well, I netted money. I would have preferred to keep him alive. Kerrigan is based on someone's ex-girlfriend at Blizzard. Is that actually true or just an urban legend? Because if so, that's hilarious. Yeah, you think your ex was bad? Mine slaughtered all of my friends and took over the Krapulu sector. Damn, man. I feel for you.
It will fire again soon.
I am the VoD. Cold is the void. You require
Uh oh, guys, the fire bat's here. Well, that's one loss for Jay Barino. Okay. So my goal here is that I'm going to try to kite away. I figure that'll be a good way to do it. Or just distract them in general. Here, let's kill these while we're over here. Get the first bonus objective done.
We have liberated a Dominion facility.
Can't believe we made it out alive. Some of our medics will stay behind in case you need them.
See if we can split them up or something. Oh. Nope. Yep, this is the plan. Jim will eventually wake up from his nap. As long as I don't lose anything until then. And he rebuilt. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of hybrid. Just like Blizzard intended. Let's expand. And then he's just going to crush them.
Our forces are ready. The Dominion is engaging Mobius Core.
Oh, I have 7 guys on gas. Nice. I'll go help at least. What is the plural for hybrid? I think that hybrid is the plural of hybrid. I mean, hybrids could be the plural of hybrid, but I think hybrid also works. Kind of like deer, because deer is the plural of deer. I think. I don't know. I'm not an Englishologist.
Prepare for battle.
Are we doing this again? That is a lot of Marauder. Marauder really is a great unit. I remember in the early days of Wings of Liberty, it was really common for, you know, people were just like less attentive and stuff, even in the pro scene, and they weren't used to various strategies. And Ling Bane Muta was a really popular composition back then. So back when it was Ling Bane before the mutas would pop out, it was not uncommon for Terran players to load a dropship full of Hoozerwutzers? What are they called? Load a dropship full of Marauders and then boost them, not boost I guess, they just waddled because they didn't have boost back then, on top of the Baneling forces, and then they would just drop Marauders onto the enemy Banelings. And Sometimes you'd have like 4 Marauders get 22 Baneling kills or something that way. StarCraft was truly a wild game back then. I really miss that level of innovation and stuff. How about doing the prologue missions with Marines only and Stalkers? I did the prologue with only Stalkers. Do you mean the epilogue? Because I don't think that the final mission is possible with only Zerglings.
Another disruption will occur soon. Remember, we can use this time to protect our allies from the hybrid, or attack Mobius Core.
That's one of the reasons when I get asked, which is a pretty common question, would I prefer a StarCraft 3 or Blizzard to put lots of effort into StarCraft 2 again? I always say StarCraft 3 because I think that early discovery phase is one of the most interesting parts of esports. I personally just love it. We give each race one of the campaign units. What would it be? Does it have to be balanced? I don't know. Because none of the campaign units are fair. They're all obscene.
Your allies are in battle. Very wise.
Nice. This is working out. And I always try to think about those questions like what would I like to play against, not what would I like to use, because like the Vulture would be cool. The Vulture is really cool. I don't want to play against the Vulture ever in my life. I hate the Vulture, man. Spider mines are dumb when you're not the one using them. I'm really trying to think about that question because I'm sure there's a good answer. I think that for Zerg, if there was an upgrade, you know how there's that ability that gives the Ultralisk 40% healing for the damage they do? That might be a fair and balanced upgrade to toss into Zerg that would make the Ultra a bit more viable. Alternatively, it could be cool, you know the Hardened Shield ability that the Immortal used to have? If the Ultra had something like that, it would make it more viable. I know that's not a campaign upgrade or anything, but just something to make it so it doesn't lose so hard to Immortals and tanks. And then instead stuff like SimCity is the way that you bust it. Oh, one thing I would like for Protoss is I think the Phoenix would be better if it had a cooldown instead of energy. I think that the energy system for Phoenix in the multiplayer is antithetical to the way that the Phoenix should be, because it encourages you to sit around and bank up a bunch of Phoenix and a bunch of energy instead of constantly be using them. So I would definitely make that change. I would, because then if you, I wouldn't do the you don't have to, or you can attack while lifting. I think that part's too overpowered, but the cooldown system I think is much better, because then you want, every time that your lift is off cooldown, you are wasting value with your unit that you could be making progress with, and that would allow players to differentiate themselves skill-wise. No, I would not put autocast on. I mean, if you want to nerf the Phoenix, you could put autocast on, but I think it'd be really bad in multiplayer, because you gotta lift specific things.
Thank heavens. Almost everyone died. Just a few medevacs left. I'll send them to support the Emperor's forces.
Another disruption will occur soon.
And what would I do for Terran?
We can use this time to protect our allies from the hybrid.
Remove Stim from the Marauder. There we go. Nailed it. Not the Herc. The Herc was in the game for like a day and a half and it broke the game. Reapers must be reworked. I like the Reaper. I would kill to have a Reaper as Protoss, man. Having a very cheap unit you can invest in at the early stages of the game in order to get a pretty darn reliable scout. That sounds like my perfect unit. I rush sentries in like every matchup so I can hallucination scout, and sentries are just more expensive Reapers at that point. I love scouting. Science vessels, Hercules, and Predators are the only real units put with wings. Maybe that little jump ability on the Hellbat, like as an upgrade, you know Nova Covert Ops has the ability for the Hellbat to jump at their target. I would remove the stim part from it, but the Hellbat sucks. So that upgrade I think would be pretty fair. Because I don't like garbage units.
There for a while. Good thing you've got our backs.
You require my skill. I am here.
Have I ever seen Reapers outside of openings or all-ins? No, but I mean, you could say the same thing about the Adept, and the Adept is definitely not a unit that needs to be buffed. No one's like going macro Adepts. The problem with the Reaper is that cliff jumping is an inherently very dangerous ability, and it is on a very cheap price tag with the Reaper, so you have to have its power limited. I mean, you look at other units that have the cliff walking ability, and like the Colossus is paying a premium for that sort of stuff.
We've broken their defenses. Let's get some bunkers out there.
I am here in the shadows.
Give Terran the Odin. I would think it'd be cool if you could build Thors as a structure like they were originally planned to be. I don't know if it'd be good or bad or whatever, but I think it'd be so unique and neat.
Thank you for your help. Our last science vessels are on their way to the front line.
Emperor Valerian, we have secured all of the threatened facilities.
I promise you, I won't forget this.
Also, one thing
kindness,
in the original beta, I know we've kind of gone way off course from the original scope of the question, but like every Terran static defense thing and stuff was salvageable, like missile turrets and stuff. That could be kind of cool. Because originally they were supposed to be like the nomadic outposty guys, where you would go somewhere, you'd build a bunch of defensive structures, you would strip mine the mineral field with mules, then you'd salvage everything, lift off, and move away. And that's a really cool style. Because Terran identity is kind of weird in StarCraft 2. I'm going to win this mission eventually, I promise. The Stalkers are not as good against the hybrid as I thought they would be, so it's taking a little while.
Emitting powerful energies. I expect it will fire again soon.
Also, these siege tanks are wrecking me. Oh, one thing I would like to see is that I think the mothership should be really crappy when it comes out, but it should scale with upgrades from every single faction, or every single Protoss tech. So like, I think maybe, I don't know what it would do base, but maybe reduce its range by 1, but it scales, it gets the benefit from extended thermal lance, and then make it slower, but if you upgrade blink, then it gets the ability blink. Maybe if you get charge, it gets a faster movement speed, all that kind of stuff. So if you have the full Protoss tech tree fully maxed out, it would be good, but you can't just rush for it. And then maybe you could nerf other Protoss capital ships and make, I don't know, maybe that goes against the StarCraft style of people saying hero units are bad. Yeah, it would be pretty easy to implement. I think the biggest, best thing you could do with Protoss is get them away from the Stargate. Because the Stargate is always problematic. And forcing other upgrades would be really neat. Oh, that's double D! That's a lot of domination. Ugh. They weren't that bad. Start clearing.
Survived the hybrid's assault. Continue onward, warriors.
Mothership have its beta ability? Its beta ability. I want it to be a unit that's good, but fair. There was nothing fair about the black hole or the time stop that it had.
This doesn't get any easier. Time to take him out.
In the campaign or co-op, yeah, sure, I would love to see that. Not in 1v1.
Nice work. That area's secure. I'll set up some defenses.
Holy crap. That's a lot of tanks.
I am the voice. I am here in the shadow.
Let's get a little outpost over here so I can actually reinforce. I don't know what this is. It's just a giant attack wave, I guess. Pull back. They're immune to Psystorm. I guess if I have targeted Psystorm, faction specific, they do too. That must just be how it's coded in Legacy of the Void. They're so bulky. And my money is going to go down the toilet real fast here. But once I kill these factories, I think I'm going to be okay. Yeah, vessels can heal any mechanical unit. It's really nice. I'm not going to go up the ramp until the disruption, so we're just going to chill here. I'm not sure if I dodged that attack or not. I don't think I did.
Another disruption will occur soon. Remember, we can use this time to protect our allies from the hybrid, or attack Mobius Core.
Maybe instead of upgrades on the mothership, if it, like, scaled with the units that you had, for example, if it didn't have the cloak field, but if you had a dark shrine, it did. That way there'd be counterplay, too. Like, you get into a crazy base trade scenario, and then you see the opponent, like, strategically sniping down the dark shrine in order to remove the cloak so that they can more easily engage the Protoss army or something like that. That'd be cool. Maybe I'm just talking about dumb stuff, though. There we go. That mission was not that hard.